What's going on there, guys? We back with another one, and we got Matt Barnes disagreeing with Steven Jackson. Now, Steven Jackson was team Dillon Brooks, saying he loves Dillon Brooks, loves the way he competes, along with Draymond Green. He was speaking about the technical fouls and everything that's been called the flagrants and the ejections and everything. And Matt Barnes is singing a different tune about Dillon Brooks, and it's not about his competitive edge, but more so about how he and Ja Morant avoid interviews when they lose, but when they win, they're podium warriors. You know, they get up there and they're very articulate, but whenever they lose, no, I'm good, I'm out, I ain't speaking to the media, all that, and they're very humble acting. And then when they win, you know, they don't keep that same energy. Check out what Jimmy Butler did whenever he was still down to Drew Holiday. He said, I own you, and then he pointed to the scoreboard and he showed him how many points he was putting on his head.
He has come alive. And Jimmy and Drew still going back and forth.
So, man, that's the kind of trash talk we respect. You know, that's what we want to see. I'm going to show you what Steven Jackson said about Dillon Brooks and how he was riding with him. And then I'm going to show you what Matt Barnes and Rachel Nichols sat down and talk about. Check it out.
Just made it to Vegas for the fight. I know you can't see my view too well, but got a view all over this motherfucker, crazy view. But check this out. Hey, man, some of y'all got to understand, y'all fans, bro. We not fans. We don't care in between the lines. We trying to win. We like to compete. We want to earn ours. A lot of y'all don't want to earn nothing. Y'all want to sit up under y'all mamas and sit up under y'all girls and have them do all the work, right? We come from a different era. We ain't fans of niggas we playing against, y'all. I'm sorry. I know a lot of y'all ain't never made a team in y'all life, so y'all won't understand when athletes who actually played, when they talk about other players, y'all get butthurt because y'all never played. Y'all don't know how to compete with nobody. Y'all never competed in nothing. Y'all just been losers. Yeah, I said it. But y'all don't like the truth. Truth sound like hate to people who hate the truth. All basketball players ain't supposed to get along. I love Dillon Brooks. I love Draymond. Come from a different cloth.
You mentioned Dillon Brooks.
Yeah.
How do you talk shit, continuing to talk shit, and then try to say that the media and the fans are making you a villain, and then when you start getting your head busted, you don't want to talk to the media no more? Like, how does that, I mean, how do you, it's easy to talk shit when shit's cool, you know what I mean? But when your back's against the wall, you got to stand on what you're talking. And now you want to, I'm out and I'm not talking to the media. He's acting like a hoe, straight up. And he's trying to point the finger at everyone else. That shit is weak.
Well, look, we talk about on the court that guys got to like learn how to do things, right? That they're a young team and they got all the stuff Zach was just talking about. I think with trash talk, it's the same thing, right?
Come on, man, you got to stand on it. You got to stand on it, especially when you're talking about, you know what I mean? You're disrespecting one of the greatest, if not the greatest player we've ever seen. And when things start to not go your way a little bit, now you're pointing the finger at the media and you're pointing the finger at the fans, and you don't want to talk to the media because your mouth wrote a check, your ass can't cash. You know what I mean? So I think he's on some clown behavior, and all that kind of stuff adds up, you know, because the one thing about Memphis is, you know, during the regular season, a little bit of outside noise won't necessarily deter you. You know, they had some stuff with Ja. Dillon's been in and out with technical fouls. They've obviously had some injuries, but, you know, come playoff time, there has to be a singular focus, and it has to be a team focus. And I think he individually had tried to make it an individual one-on-one type matchup, and when that shit didn't work, now all of a sudden it's everyone else's fault but his. That's some clown shit.
So as you can clearly see, man, Matt Barnes is not riding with Dillon Brooks and his whole thing on LeBron James. And I will say Desmond Bane has been the most consistent trash talker after every game. When they lost game 2, he sat up there and said, we'll see if Rui Hachimura can do it again. He was still running his mouth, talk. And now, you know, going to game 6, he's saying, we'll be back game 7 to play in front of the fans. So I actually respect Desmond Bane a little more than I do Ja and Dillon Brooks right now, because he's addressing the media after every game, and I'm pretty sure Bane will probably be there if they lose tonight. That's what makes trash talk mean more, and that's why everybody is calling Jimmy Butler Hemi Butler right now. He was talking when they were down, and then they came back and won due to his play. He made all the big plays. That's what makes you such an epic all-time great. You know, when you look at Larry Bird, he was telling players what he was going to do to them, what spot on the floor he was going to do it from, then he'd go do it. So then when that happens, it's like, man, you know, I really can't do nothing with this dude. He got me as mad as I can get. I played my best defense I could possibly play, and he still scored. So Dillon Brooks, I mean, he knew his skills wasn't up to LeBron's level, but the trash he's talking is he's not saying I'm gonna make it difficult for him. I'm gonna make him work for his paint touches. I'm gonna make him work on his catches. I'm gonna deny the ball. No, he's not talking like that. He's talking big as if he's gonna match him bucket for bucket throughout the series. And LeBron wasn't great the other night. You know, LeBron was settling for threes and everything again. And I do think the Lakers have to come out assertive tonight, because the longer this thing goes, if they go back into Memphis for a game 7, you know, they put themselves in a weird position. So I do feel like they need to close out tonight. And I feel like they can. It's just LeBron needs to be focused and not settle and not trying to force assists across the court. He has some horrible turnovers. Don't skip the hockey assists, man, trying to get more assists on your all-time stats. Pass the ball to the man who can make the better pass to the player you're trying to get it to. But you know, I'm not going to dwell on the actual game too much. I'm just saying, Matt Barnes, he doesn't seem to see Dillon Brooks the same way that Steven Jackson does, which is interesting. We know the All the Smoke podcast and everything, and I want to see if this comes up on their podcast anytime soon, you know, about Dillon Brooks. I think both of them respect his competitive edge and the way that he attempts to challenge players. What we don't respect is the dirty play and the avoidance of media coverage after you lose. You're trying to blame the media for painting you as the villain, but you openly embrace being the villain in every arena. And now that the season isn't going the way, I put it like this: I bet you if they would have swept them, he wouldn't have no problem with the boos, and he was making shots. He wouldn't care. It's just now that you look like you're not going to be back with the Grizzlies next year, they not really rocking with you either, because your performance, I think you forgot that one thing, your performance is what keeps you with a contract. You can talk all you want, but at some point your performance has to be the thing that has the front office enamored with your abilities, not your mouth. They can find that anywhere, and they can find people that talk, they can score. So yeah, man, I want to know what you guys think about all this in the comments. Do you agree with Matt Barnes or Steven Jackson on Dillon Brooks? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.